Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to six, and the general manager of Dan Cummins Chevrolet Buick in Paris, Kentucky, the second largest used car franchise dealer in the United States of America. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to the first ever late edition of Hashtag Rise and Grind. What's up, man? I hope you guys are kicking off today. Today is August 2nd. I believe it is a Thursday? What day of the week is it? I don't know. I am so confused. But I do know it's August 2nd. And I want to introduce you or welcome you guys to the late edition of Hashtag Rise and Grind. Good news is, for those of you that don't normally get up at 5:30 and watch us live, you're getting to watch us live today at 7:12 a.m. here in Facebook land. So what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about handling life's curveballs, right? When everything is just kind of going perfect, everything's going smooth, you think you got everything in place, right? Everything's just going exactly as you imagine, and then boom, right? You just get punched in the face all of a sudden, and you're like, what the heck? How am I going to handle this? How am I going to put this together, right? So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how you handle those things, the things not to do, the things that you need to do. But first, you know what we got to do, right? First, we got to dance, man. We definitely got to dance today. So let's get the music going. Come on now. Let's get that going, man. Can you feel that? Can you feel that? I can feel that. I can feel that. Take a deep breath this morning. Let's take a deep breath. That's right. Come on now. This is the part of the show where I want you to say good morning to everybody else. You guys say good morning to each other and say good morning to me. If you pop in a good morning, I'll see you. I'll know that you're here. It's also the best time of the show to go ahead and hit that share button. Go ahead and hit that share button. You're not going to miss anything right now. We're just going to dance a little bit. We're just going to get moving. And I'm going to say good morning to my friends and family. What's up? Good morning, Mr. Sterling Leach. How are you, sir? Can't wait to see you. Joel Curto. We'll see you next weekend at the Hashtag Rise and Grind event on August 12th. Can't wait. Good morning, Chip Anderson and Aaron Bullock. What's up? Good morning, Nathaniel Banks. Erica Nicole Napper, my 35 car girl. Killed it last month. Good morning, Derek O'Brien and Kyle Whalen. What's up? Carrie Lynn Carter in the house. Hope you're doing good, Carrie. My man, Robbie Toomey. Thanks for checking in on me today, Robbie. I love you, brother. You're a good dude. Good morning, Stephanie Sykes, Jeremy Nolan, and my girl Elizabeth McCullough, coming all the way in from Arizona. What's up? Mike Gordon, the mayor of Paris, Kentucky. What's up, my man? I hope you're having a good morning. Good morning, Dave Shard and Dave Williams. That's right, everybody. Get up in here, hit that share button, and let's roll with the late edition of Hashtag Rise and Grind. All right, cool. You guys ready? You guys ready? Check it out, man. Last night was one of the roughest nights in the Lundy household in a long time. It started about midnight. My wife, she is dealing with an episode of something called tennis elbow, okay? She's dealing with something called tennis elbow, and she went to the doctor yesterday because basically her right arm, what's been happening is her right arm has been going completely numb all the way down through her fingers, right? So she's got this kind of sharp pain going through the fingers. She's got this numbness going all the way up and down through her arms. It's a really painful situation. It's really painful, and it's really uncomfortable for her. So because she's pregnant, she can't take any anti-inflammatories, which is what the doctor told her. They told her that she needed to take some anti-inflammatories, get the inflammation down, which would reduce the pain, which would hopefully put her in a comfortable position. They said that she got this most likely because she from carrying the babies all the time. She's always carrying babies and doing a lot of repetitive motions. Laundry in the Lundy house, as you can imagine, with all of the kids and all of the outfits. Laundry in the Lundy house is crazy. So these repetitive motions have given her a severe case of tennis elbow that is incredibly painful to her. Like, she's on the edge and verge of tears basically constantly. And she's trying to handle that. She's trying to deal with that. So last night it came in super, super strong for her around midnight. Now, here's what's crazy about my wife and the children, right? My wife and the kids are so connected that however my wife feels, whatever my wife's got going on, it always shows itself in one of my children, right? It always shows itself in one of my kids. So last night, it's like midnight. I'd been asleep for about 30 minutes, and my wife is having this pain. She's having this crazy pain, and my son Fisher, he wakes up at around the same time, and he's screaming like, ah, 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 and he just keeps screaming all night long. He's screaming. It's almost like he's in pain, but we can't find anything wrong with him. And so my wife's going back and forth between her being in extreme pain and he's screaming. We're trying to get him to go to sleep. He won't go to sleep. She's having to deal with him. She's trying to let me go to sleep. Savannah gets woken up because Fisher keeps screaming. So Savannah comes into our room. Ultimately, this goes on for a few hours last night. It goes on for a few hours, and then so we end up pulling Fisher out of his crib. I put Fisher in the bed with me and Savannah at about 2:30 a.m., and we became human barricades because now my son, my one-year-old son, is wide awake at 2:30 in the morning screaming and wanting to play. And we're all trying to get some sleep. My wife's in pain. The house is just a mess. It's crazy, right? So all this is going on, and so I become a human barricade. I'm on one side of the bed trying to keep my son from falling off of the bed. And Savannah, my 8-year-old, she lays on the other side of the bed. My wife ends up going out into the living room where she's trying to prop herself in a position on the couch where she can be comfortable, not be in so much pain, right? She can be comfortable and not be in so much pain. And so basically the tribe, right? The whole tribe is trying to come together, and we're trying to get Mama some rest. We're trying to get Mama some comfort. We're trying to get Fisher to sleep. We're trying to keep him from waking up everyone else in the house because he's screaming and screaming and screaming like he's in pain, though he's not in pain. And that's how the night went. That's how the night went. So in and out, bouts of sleep here, 15 minutes of sleep there, 20 minutes of sleep there. As 4:30 approached, I was like, yo, hashtag rise and grind is not happening at 5:30 today. It's just not going to happen. It's impossible. At 4:45, as I'm trying to keep my son from falling off the bed, I'm thinking, hashtag rise and grind is not happening today. It's not happening today at 5:30 a.m. It's just not. I had to take care of the family and the situation that's going on. So I got some sleep off and on. And as 5:30 rolled on, I slept right through 5:30. Got up about 6. Was like, man, I'm still not rested. Still not ready to take on this day. I still have a job to do. I still have to make sure that my body is ready to do everything. And so I went ahead and finally I just got up at about 6:30. At about 6:30, I got up. We got Fisher situated, let my wife sleep in for about another 20, 30 minutes. She was asleep on the couch, and I went ahead and wrote out today's show. And now here we are with the late edition of hashtag Rise and Grind. It's kind of cool, though, because on the blessed side, those that never, ever, ever get to see it live, because you guys don't get up at 5:30, you get to see it live today. So I had a choice this morning, right? I had a choice. I could completely panic, freak out, run up here at 5:30 with no sleep, put my baby in my lap and have him scream and cry at you, and have a terrible show at 5:30 a.m. That was my first option. Option number 2 was to have no show at all, to lie, make up some kind of story, say I had some kind of technical difficulty or something, and just make up something, right? That was option number 2. Or option number 3, which is the option that I chose. Option number 3 was take care of my family first, take my time, put together a quality show for you guys that we could all learn from and just run a late edition of hashtag Rise and Grind. So I chose number 3. And let's learn from this all together, because I want to make sure that you guys understand life is not always perfect. It's not always going to be perfect. And sometimes in social media, we can post and make things look like they're always perfect, but they're not. They're not perfect at all. Life will sometimes throw you curveballs. I've been dealing with quite a few curveballs right now between the 2 dealerships and personnel and the family. We've got lots of curveballs going on. But here's the thing. What do you do when life throws you a curveball? What do you do when life throws you a curveball? That's what we're going to talk about today. Before we do, though, while you guys were sleeping, this happened last night. A lot of you guys don't know about it.
Social media is powerful, and a car dealership in Paris is showing how it can be used for good. It held a 24-hour Facebook Live-a-thon raising money for a Texas woman diagnosed with breast cancer. ABC 36's Lauren Shepard has our story.
This could be cancer. That was really hard to hear.
Those are words no one ever hopes to hear. When Michelle Sree's doctor told her she needed to have a biopsy, the cash pay patient with no insurance was immediately concerned about how to pay for it.
Fingers crossed that I will be able to do that.
She got insurance the next day, had the biopsy, and days later got the news, sharing it on Facebook.
I do have breast cancer.
Michelle and her boyfriend have worked in the car business for years, and when longtime friend Glenn Lundy from Dan Cummins in Paris saw her emotional video, his team stepped up.
She sat there with humility, and she was more worried about how it was going to affect her boyfriend, how she was going to tell her 3 teenage boys. Like, she was so worried about everyone else.
On Sunday, they took to Facebook hosting a 24-hour Facebook Live-a-thon, much like a telethon, asking for prayers, shares, and dollars. People from all over the globe signed up for 30-minute time slots, sharing their testimonies, performing songs, whatever they could do to help. In just 24 hours, over $37,000 was raised, that money impacting a woman who Lundy says makes his life better just by being in it.
She's just that type of person, you know? You get around her and you're just like, this chick's amazing.
Lundy says still Michelle hasn't stopped sending him messages of thanks as she enters the battle of a lifetime with a whole world of people behind her.
Michelle's strong and she's gonna fight, and so we're just gonna join her in this battle.
Reporting in Paris,
I got something ugly and nasty in my body and it's gonna get evicted.
Lauren Shepard, ABC 36 News.
Social media is
That's right. That was on last night on the late news on ABC 36. So that officially, I believe that's the 4th news team to cover Michelle and her story. And I thought it was really stinking neat that the guy starts it off by saying a car dealership, which it really didn't happen from Dan Cummins, but I like that the guy was like, the first ever Facebook Live-a-thon. I thought, how cool is that, man? We created a word. Live-a-thon was not a word. On Saturday, it didn't exist in the world. Now people are using it like it's common language. It's stinking awesome. But you want to talk about getting thrown a curveball, right? You want to talk about getting thrown a curveball. I mean, Michelle and them have an absolute curveball, man. They are healthy people, right? They're healthy people. She's a healthy person. She lives all natural. She does all that stuff. She ain't like me. I eat junk and crap all day. She eats good food. She takes care of her body. She's a healthy person. They never expected this, and now they've been thrown a curveball. They've been thrown a curveball. And the first thing that I noticed about Michelle, and the first rule that I'm going to share with you guys this morning, it was when life throws you one of these curveballs, when life throws you, it just throws you completely off kilter. It pops you right in the face. First things first is never, ever, ever panic. Never panic. So you got to listen and understand that everything is going to be okay. It's going to work out one way or another. Ultimately, you're going to get through it somehow or another. It will be okay. But usually what happens is we tend to make things worse. We tend to make things worse because we panic in the situation, right? We panic and we're like, oh my gosh, and then we just make it even worse than it can possibly be. Now, Michelle didn't do that. Michelle sat there calmly and she went live and she said, hey, I've got something nasty in my body. I don't know if you caught that at the end of that news coverage. She said, I have something nasty in my body and it's time to evict it. I am going to evict the cancer. She went calmly and posted that. And it shared. And when she posted it calmly with positivity and it got shared, what spawned out of that was a Facebook Live-a-thon. We actually created a word. Yeah, we created a word and created a movement and created some coverage, and we've raised almost $40,000 for her because she did not panic. This morning, my situation's nowhere near the level of Michelle's, but I got thrown a curveball with the family and everything that happened in this house last night. But I chose not to panic. I wasn't just going to hop on here at 5:30 and throw some crap episode out just to get it out. What good was that going to do? Slow down. Take a breath. Don't panic. It's going to be okay. And here's the second thing. Here's the second thing that I'm going to share with you when life throws you one of these curveballs. Secondly, we have to learn together, you and I, we just have to learn to laugh about it. We have to learn to laugh about it. There are studies that show laughter, smiling and laughter will extend your life. Smiles and laughter will extend your life. Stress will kill you. Okay? Write that one up on your board, all right? Josh Obersian, that's right, I said it right. Josh Obersian, write that on your board. Smile and laughter will extend your life. Stress will kill you. Very important that we learn that this morning, all right? Sometimes we just got to sit back and laugh, man. The whole situation last night, I could have stressed out about it. I could have stressed out this morning about not having an episode of hashtag Rise and Grind at 5:30 a.m. Could have stressed and could have let it get to the better of me. But instead, I'm like, no, man. Heck no, dude. I'm just going to laugh about it. It's funny. It's funny that I got a live show at 5:30 a.m., man. I've got this show that's live, and I got these people I'm looking through this morning as I'm slowly taking my time to make sure to put together a good episode for you. I'm sitting there looking through, and I'm just like, man, look at all these people that care about me. Look at all these people that are posting, that are reaching out. Glenn, are you okay, right? Glenn, are you okay? And they're like posting, and I'm just kind of smiling, and I'm laughing, and I'm going, yeah, man, I'm okay because it's really not that big a deal. It's really not that big a deal. There's bigger things going on out there in the world. For example, my friend Michelle. She's got bigger things going on, man. So I didn't make it live at 5:30 a.m. Who cares? Who cares? I'm not having to battle some of the things that she's having to battle right now. And she's still smiling. And she's still laughing because she's a powerful person. And it's going to extend her life. So lesson number 2 today, learn to laugh about these things, man. Don't stress about it. It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. Number three thing we're going to learn, when life throws you curveballs, I need you to understand something. God has a plan for you. God has a plan for me. And if you are a believer, if you believe that God has a plan in your life, then you have to know that everything that goes on is part of that plan. Everything is part of the plan. Everything is part of something. It's hard to swallow sometimes, but it's all a part of it. The goods, the bads, everything that's going on, it's all a part of God's plan. He will put you in the right place at the right time with the right people. He will take your life in the right direction. He will protect you. It is all part of His plan, and you are not bigger than His plan, and you don't have a problem that is bigger than He is. There is nothing He can't solve. There is nothing He can't cure. There is nothing He can't do, because God is all good and He cares deeply for you, and it is all part of His plan. Amen. Can I get an amen? That's what I'm talking about. Number 1, never, ever, ever, ever panic when life throws you curveballs. Number 2, learn to laugh a little bit. Laughter and smiling will extend your life. Stress will kill you. And number 3, know that God has a plan for you. Last but not least, Number 4, when life throws you a curveball. When life throws you a curveball, you must focus on solutions, never dwell on the problems. Focus on solutions, never dwell on the problems. It is pointless to focus on the problem. It is pointless to beat yourself up. It is pointless to be like, oh my gosh, this is going on and I can't believe, It's pointless. Throw it out the window. Just move on. Move on and figure out a solution. Move on, figure out what you're going to do about it. How are you going to attack it? How are you going to handle it? How are you going to learn from it? How are you going to grow from it? What are you going to do about it? Last night was crazy, man. It was one of the craziest nights in the Lundy house in a long time. Long time. If you could, little shout out and prayer for my wife that she can get through it because she can't rest. She can't rest. We have kids and jobs, and she can't rest. So there's no way for her to just not use her arms. And she can't take medicine to get it healed faster, so she's going to have to deal with the pain for a while. She's just going to have to go through it, man. And we're going to have to do what we can do. We're going to have to create a plan. We're going to have to do what we can do, right? So remember those 4 things today. Never, ever, ever panic. Learn to laugh. Don't stress. Know that God has a plan and focus on solutions. Listen, peeps, I love you guys. You guys are stinking awesome. I love that there's all kinds of people up in here still watching the hashtag Rise and Grind late edition. I love it. I hope that you understand that you, Beth and Frank and Tim and Josh, Jason Williams, all you guys, man, you are truly amazing. You're an amazing individual, uniquely made by the God of the universe. God himself made you to be the absolute best version of you that you can possibly be. Right now, you're a part of this elite group of people who are choosing every day to hashtag Rise and Grind. And all of your positivity, it's contagious. It's infectious. All your posts, all your comments, all your videos, they're truly making an impact on this planet. They're making an impact on my life. They're making an impact on your friends, on your family members, on every single person around you. And I, for one, I absolutely love you for it. I want you to know that. If nobody's told you yet that today, I want to be the first. I absolutely love you. So do me a favor, hit that share button. Let's continue to change the way people start their day. That would be awesome. Continue to invite people to the group. I think we've got 2,000 additional members since yesterday. Continue to invite people to the group. And if you need more videos, go to glennlundy.com where all of these videos are up there. There's over 100 videos that are positive, that are motivating, that will change the way that you start your day. Also, if you need some Rise and Grind gear, including the new Rise and Grind caps, I don't know if you guys saw the pictures, but we have Rise and Grind hats now. Go to glennlundy.com. You can get those there. We got a camouflage hat. We got black and white. We got snapbacks. We got all that. You can go to glennlundy.com. And if you haven't got your tickets yet for the hashtag Rise and Grind event going on August 12th, you can get those at glennlundy.com as well. Most importantly, will you join me tomorrow morning? Again, tomorrow at hopefully at 5:30 a.m. as we hashtag Rise and Grind. I would love that. It would mean the world to me. Have an incredible day today, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.